Hi, welcome to your practice. My name is Haley Hevlock. This will be a short, sweet practice when you need or want to just chill. So we'll do a little bit of movement and then we'll get into some restorative poses. If you haven't done restorative yoga before, no big deal. For today's practice, what you need is a bolster or something like a bolster. If you don't have one, you can totally use couch pillows or a firm sleeping pillow. And then you also need a block or 2 blocks depending on the height. I use 2 because my blocks are super thin. If you don't have a block, you can use stacked books, and then that's it. And this practice is appropriate for all levels, whether you've been doing yoga for 60 years or if this is your first practice, okay? So we'll get started with the eyes closed, resting the hands anywhere that's comfortable. Sit up tall just for a brief moment. And as you sit here quietly with the eyes closed and the gaze in and down, you can do a brief scan of the body. Noticing where you feel tight and, tender. And on the flip side, where you feel open, strong, clear. And instead of coming into this practice with the mindset of fixing anything, reminding yourself that there's nothing to fix here in this moment. And instead, we will just meet the practice from where we are and allow the practice to do its work on us. Naming our intention for this practice. And holding that prayer in your hearts, bring the hands together in front of the heart, Atman Anjali Mudra. And as always, together we offer this practice and we offer the benefit of this practice away to all beings everywhere with the and divine sound of Om. Inhale. Om. On your next inhale, you can slowly open the eyes. We'll stick with a slow, deep breath throughout this practice. Let's meet on hands and knees. Hands under shoulders and knees under hips. Spread your fingers wide. And as you settle in here, the knees are about hips distance apart. Begin to draw circles with your sits bones. And you can start going in one direction. Maybe starting off with circles on the smaller side. And then get a little bit bigger. Move in a way that feels organic. And then go the other direction. Getting into those outer hips, the hip flexors, the low back and belly. Small or big, that's up to you and your hips. And now settle back into stillness, spine long. Turn the fingers to face towards you. So the wrist creases face towards the front of the mat. The thumbs point towards the outer edge. Getting into the wrists and forearms. Inhale, arch the spine, open the throat. Exhale, round the spine and press the ground away from you. 2 more. Inhale, arch. I know that this can be intense. Exhale, round. This is probably the most intense thing we'll do throughout the entire practice. So if that makes it a little better, I offer that to you. Last round, inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Come to neutral as you inhale. Turn the fingers to face forward. Let that feel good. Step the right foot forward. Bring your left hand out towards the left. Hips come forward and down. Inhale, circle the right arm up for a twist. You can lean back into it here. So your right foot is way out towards the right. Draw the left shoulder blade down the spine. Reach as long as you can. Inhale. And now exhale, reach the right arm over the right ear. Stretch to the right side body. You can lean back into it a little bit. You're reaching right outer hip and right fingertips away from each other. Chin out of chest. Breathe in. Exhale, bring the right hand down to meet the left. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. The left heel can stay off the mat, or you can turn the heel down. Walk your hands out towards the left for lunge dog. Rock the right hip up and back, and the weight comes into the inner right hip. Slow, deep breath here. Feel for lengthening out of the low right back. Inhale. And exhale, hands come back under shoulders. Pivot towards the long side edge of the mat for prasarta. Line up the toes and heels. Your sits bones are way up in the air. Scoop the heart forward as you inhale. And then walk the hands in front of you as if you were doing down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press the ground away and let the head hang. So the lower body looks like a straddle. The upper body looks like Adho Mukha Svanasana. And you're reaching fingertips away from pelvis, releasing through the spine, side body, low back, neck. Another breath here. And as you exhale, now we'll pivot towards the left foot. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, step left foot back to meet the right and lower down to the knees. Inhale, arch the spine, lift the chin. Exhale, round the spine and press the ground away. Come to neutral, inhale. Step left foot outside of left hand. Let the hips come forward and down. Right hand is out towards the right. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Draw right shoulder, the head of the shoulder away from you. So the shoulder blade is going down the ribs. Stay for another breath here, opening through the front body. And then as you're ready, reach left arm over left ear for a side body stretch. Lengthening left fingertips away from left outer hip. Keep the front of the throat open, spine long. Another inhale. Exhale, left hand down to meet the right. Tuck right toes, lift right knee. Stay here with the right heel up or turn right heel down for lunge dog. Walk your hands out towards the right now. Really rock the weight into the inner left hip. Hips stay lifted. And then find that sweet spot here. So you might have to shift the weight around a little bit or adjust the arms and legs. Trust your own inner teacher. Trust the body. Throughout this practice, and especially with the restorative poses, really let go of the desire to do it right or wrong. Walk the hands back under the shoulders, look forward. Pivot towards the side edge of the mat for prasarta. Walk the hands away from you here. Stay for a breath or two, lengthening out of the low back and pelvis. So step into feeling mode, less into doing or performing mode. We do enough of that in life. Walk the hands back under your shoulders, scoop the heart forward. Pivoting towards the right foot, look forward, inhale. Step right foot back to meet the left and lower the knees down to the mat. First pose will be a supported child's pose. You can grab your bolster here. Bring the knees really wide, and I like to tuck the bolster in as pretty close to my pubic bone. You have a few options. So you can either keep the bolster flat on the mat like this, or you can grab a block, and the height of that block is up to you. Put it underneath the front of the bolster, so your bolster is now at an angle, and that will be where your head goes. So you can lay down over the bolster and rest down into it. Bring one cheek down to the mat or the other, and I'll let you know when to turn the other direction. And so throughout this practice, I encourage you to make each pose your own. So if you feel like you need a bit more of a lift, just simply grab another block or bring your block onto a higher level and bring the bolster higher. If you want to ditch the blocks altogether and bring the bolster flat on the mat, then do that. Your pose does not have to look like mine, and mine does not have to look like yours, and that is the beauty of this practice. It meets us where we are. Each and every day and every moment of every day, if we so choose. So in many restorative classes, we hold poses for 5 minutes or longer. In this practice today, we're going to do a little bit shorter than that, just so we can fit a bit more in. But you can always pause the video and hold the pose for longer, and then of course restart. Slow, deep inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Turn your head the other direction. A few more deep breaths here. You can imagine that you're concentrating the breath into the back sides of your lungs, all the way down into the low back, kidneys, and adrenals. Bringing a sense of spaciousness to this part of the body. Deep inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Hands come under shoulders. You can press yourself up to vertical. Bring the bolster out to the side. Grab 1 or 2 blocks and come to lay on your back. Soles of feet on the mat, knees bent, arms down by your side. Okay, so before we go into our supported Setu Bandhasan, just bring the feet about hips distance apart. Inhale, arch the low back while keeping the pelvis on the mat. These are called pelvic tilts. Exhale, lengthen the low back down without overdoing. Couple more. Inhale, arch. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, arch. And lengthen. 2 more on your own. Last round. Come to a neutral spine position as you're ready. Grab your blocks. I'm going to use 2 because I want a bit more of a lift, but you can absolutely just use 1. Press down through your feet. Slide the blocks underneath the pelvis. And this is supported Setu Bandhasan. And so remember, the goal of this practice is not to go to our max, and it's not to push the body at all. So be an honest practitioner and know that we'll be here for a few minutes. And so you want to find a place that is sustainable. Arms can rest anywhere that's comfortable. This is a really awesome supported back bend. Beginning to open up the front body. Slow, deep breaths. Eyes can be open or closed throughout this entire practice. And throughout this class, allow yourself, if it feels organic, to express any yawns, any sighs, any audible exhale that arises. That's your body and nervous system just letting go, which is a good thing. We want this. For these next few minutes, you're welcome to stay here with the knees bent. You'll have two options. Option A is to extend one leg forward and then the other. Now, if this feels like too much, just simply rebend the knees and return to where we were, okay? So this is option A. It's a little bit deeper of a hip flexor, psoas quad stretch. So you can pause there. Notice how this feels. If your low back starts talking, rebend the knees. Now, option B, for a bit of a deeper quad stretch or hip flexor stretch, you'll briefly rebend the knees. I'm going to start with my left side so you can see. From here, you'll begin to walk this left foot in closer towards the armpit. The knee is going to want to rock out towards the left, and you're not going to let that happen. Keep drawing that knee in towards midline. You can stay here with the toes tucked under, or if it's not too much on the quads, knees, and hip flexors, you'll flip onto the toenail edge side of your foot, okay? And then from there, you'll draw the foot in towards the armpit, just as much as the foot wants to today, as much as the quad wants to, and as much as the hip flexor wants to. Poses like this, and all poses, quite frankly, are up to the body, not the mind. So relinquish a bit of control. Maintain a slow, deep breath. Remember, these variations are totally optional. Couple more deep breaths here. Switching sides now. Return the left foot to meet the right. You can keep your legs extended long if you're in that variation. Otherwise, walk the right foot in towards the right armpit, keeping the toes tucked or flipping on to the top of the foot so the toenails are facing down towards the mat, and bringing that foot in as close to the armpit as the body wants today. Lengthening through the right quad, hip flexor, psoas. And now these are big muscles. The quads are huge and they're so strong. And so they require a slow, deep breath and patience. Just another moment or two. Inhale. Exhale, return the right foot back to meet the left. If the legs are extended long, rebend the knees. Press down through your feet, lift the hips, and slide the blocks out from underneath you. Pause with the hips flat on the mat and feel. Okay, for a brief moment, you can come up to sitting and grab your bolster. The bolster is going to go wide ways on the mat. And then you'll come to lay back over the bolster. The sits bones will be on the mat, and the bolster will go underneath the middle part of the spine. And my shoulders are just hovering like a centimeter or so off the floor. You can cactus the arms here if that's comfortable and extend the legs long. If this feels like too much, you can rebend the knees. And especially with this pose, feel free to adjust where the bolster is underneath the spine. All that really matters is that your sits bones are on the mat. And so you might have to move it up or down, but find the space that feels right for you, that sweet spot. And then rest down over the support beneath you and breathe deep. Another lovely supported heart opener. opening through the front body, which is a space that's so often congested and compressed just based on, our everyday life of technology and sitting. Soften the face, the jaw. Let the legs become a little heavier. And allow the breath to flow through the body effortlessly. Touching all nooks and crannies within the body. Reminding the body of its spaciousness. Slow, deep inhale. Slow, complete exhale. One more, inhale. Exhale. Rebend the knees, one and then the other. Roll to one side. And press yourself up briefly. All right, we'll come into a supported pigeon pose now. Supta Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. So you'll need your bolster. I'm sorry, I'm just adjusting my mic here. Okay, you'll need your bolster, and you have a few options here. We'll start with our right shin forward and our left knee down. And now it's really up to you which direction you want your bolster. It can be nice to bring it wide ways and rest down on the forearms. If the bolster is not high enough, you do have your block or blocks nearby. You can always bring the blocks underneath the bolster. I personally like to tuck that bolster in long ways and even bring the bolster over my right ankle and heel, and then lay my body down over the bolster like I'm giving it a hug. And if I really want to treat myself, I'll bring a block underneath the top of the bolster where my head goes and rest down. 5 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, slow, deep inhale. Hold on to the breath when you're full just for a moment. Open the mouth, let it go. Exhale. Rise up to vertical, spine long. Switch sides. Doesn't have to be pretty. Bring that left shin forward. Kick the right leg back. And then readjust your props as necessary. Again, the bolster can be wide ways or long ways. I like to bring the bolster right over my heel and ankle. And to really treat yourself, you can put the block underneath the part of the bolster where your head goes. And lay down over your props. And then practice here in this moment, just releasing to the support beneath you. That's the beauty of props. There's no need to over effort. Release. 4 more deep breaths here. Three more. Oh. Slow, deep inhale. Hold on to it. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Hands come under shoulders. Press yourself back up. Come to a comfortable seat and set your bolster off to the side. Grab one block. Bring the block out towards your side. Either side is fine. One hand comes to the block. Inhale, extend the other arm up and over. You can stay on your hand or lower down onto your forearm and just stretch the side body long. Find that sweet spot in the side body that's begging for some length, and then linger there. Inhale. Exhale. Return to center and switch sides. Block comes over to the other side. Bring one hand to the block and extend the other arm up and over. Stay on the hand or lower down onto the forearm, accepting the support beneath you. Grounding down into the earth and then extending from that space. Deep inhale into the side body. Remember your own inherent spaciousness and exhale. Return back to center. Reach the arms out and then up. Touch the hands together at the top. Remember your intention. Eyes closed, hands come together in front of the heart. As always, we offer this practice and the benefit of this practice to all beings everywhere. May the work that we do on our mat and in our lives in some way benefit the world. Slow, deep inhale. We offer this practice and the benefit of this practice with the eternal and divine sound of Om. Om. Thank you for hanging out on your mat with me today. I hope that you feel a bit more grounded, a bit more chill, and have a great rest of your day. I bow to you, and I'll see you soon. Namaste. Until next time, my friends, thank you.